I got a big, what have I got?
Actually, everything that you're going to see right now is currently listed in the old curiosity shop. That is my eBay store, and the description. You can find it in the description box. I'm starting over.
There's an old curiosity shop. Every once in a while I go by there for the fond recollections that lie there in that old curiosity shop.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop, welcoming you back to another edition of Thrift Haul Time. What have I got today? Some of it you've seen, some of it you haven't seen. But it's all for sale in the Old Curiosity Shop. That's my eBay store. The link is in the description box below. Now, I focus on antiques and collectibles. I like anything from Victorian era into the 1960s. We're definitely going to dip into the 50s today. I'm not so sure about the 1960s, but let's get started. Two things that you've already seen, but they're photographed, cleaned, and listed. Made in Japan is a wonderful little ceramic dresser tray. This one is hand painted. You saw me thrift that a couple of days ago, and as I always say, if you want to see better pictures and full descriptions, including measurements and condition, please go and check out the Old Curiosity Shop. But there it is with no chips or cracks. It's a nice little one for the dresser. Here's another one, which is probably Prussian. And this is also, it's a ceramic rather than a porcelain, but it's got, this is a decal on here instead of hand painted, but very pretty. Little perforated and handles here. All right, it's a great place to toss your false eyelashes after you've been dancing all night. Now here's something you haven't seen. Somebody said, Scott, are you gonna sell any more percolators? Well, you know, I always pop on with these percolators every now and then, and you know how I do. Well, let me show you the percolator first. Yes, I am, and here it is. It's a beautiful one, and it dates to circa around 1930 or so. It's a Royal Rochester. I'm selling you with it a 1960s era cord rather than one from the 30s. These are universal. It's in great shape, fits it perfectly. Works perfectly. Let's take a look at it. I really like this one. We have wonderful sort of trophy handles here. There's no etching on it, so it's got a very clean look. This is all this is all chrome plated. I know the lights are really making it difficult to see. So we have a glass percolator top. The insides are super clean. Okay, there's where we plug it in, and we just let it rip. And I'm not going to turn the spout because actually it may drip a little bit, but you turn this little wooden handle here and out comes your coffee. It stands up on these wonderful three little legs here, which gives it a very elegant appearance. And the reason why it's dripping all over me is, in case you don't know, I only buy old percolators in excellent condition, and I always bring them home, clean them, then I percolate my own mixture of vinegar, lemon juice, and some other natural things to sort of clean, get out the nastiness. Then I go at it with steel wool and whatnot, and then I run water through it, percolate water, just plain old water. Then I percolate coffee and I drink it. And if I don't electrocute myself, and if all my body hair doesn't fall off within 24 hours, it's good enough for me. You can have it. This is not an automatic pot. It won't shut off. So you gotta watch it, and when it gets dark enough for you, you unplug it. Yeah? So you gotta remember, we talked about that before. But it's in excellent condition, perfect working order, very classy. Serve your coffee at your next bridge meeting or fruit and flower commission or whatever it is that you do. These were sold by the thousands in the Woolworths 5 and dime during the 1930s. They came in several different forms, and you all recognize the classic two-handled loving cup L.E. Smith, black glass, black amethyst. This is really black. Vase. It's glass, smooth. We've got the circular base rather than the square. We have the ruffled or sort of crimped top. And we've got no naked dancing nymphs on the front of it, or whatever they are. Sometimes it's a woman, and sometimes I think it's like a woman and that thing that plays the flute, and it's like a goat. Is he called Pan? Or is Pan... let's not get into it, but none of those things are on here. Completely smooth. I love these. Yes, 1930s L.E. Smith. You get all different sizes, and sometimes they're decorated with silver overlay and whatnot. Great at Halloween to put dead plants in, but just elegant to use anytime. Let me have a sip of my cranberry juice, which I'm still trying to get rid of. I was trying to get rid of root beer the other day. This isn't really cranberry juice. It's that like cranberry water that is really not that good. But I'm buying it and I'm drinking it. Now, a lot of you are saying, woohoo, what is that behind you? What is that? You got a new piece of art? I do. And I'm not going to tell you about it right now. You're going to have to wait and watch later. And you'll see a thrift haul where I discover this beautiful thing. I will tell you, it's an original oil, and it dates to circa 1925, 26, 27, something like that. That's all I'm telling you right now, because I want you to tune in. I love the fact that you appreciate a little bit of ECPG once in a while, and I've been sprinkling my auctions with a few pieces here and there. Here's another one, a nice on a stem footed ECPG dish. Now, usually when they're smaller than this, they're for jelly or sauce or whatnot. That's a real generous one. I think that's about 6 inches across, maybe 7 inches across and 6 inches tall, something like that. So perfect for candy. And you know, there were thousands of patterns, and the book that I have is that thick. So we're always going to get these hobnails and pinwheels and buttons and bows and zippers and zigzags and whatnot. And I just say beautiful ECPG. When I buy it, I look for no chips or cracks, and there are none. And boy, you got to really, with some of these with the sawtooth top, you know, this stuff has been around for a long time, and boy, does it get chipped up. So made in America by one of the by one of the good, one of the glass companies of, there were dozens of them. You did see this wonderful Pancake server, keeper, warmer. When I picked it up, I just immediately said cake, but when I got it home, I said, nah, that's for pancakes. I looked closer and I saw it's too small for a cake, and then also we're gonna find, well, let me find it. What you wouldn't find on a cake, see the little hole right there? Okay, you'll find those on cheese keepers, which this is not, and you find them on ones for pancakes as well. And this is made in Japan, and it's all hand painted. There are no chips or cracks. The staining on the plate is so light you can hardly see it. I didn't go to the trouble to try to remove it, but if it bothers you, see there's a spot there. And there's just a little bit right here. You can sometimes bleach that out of there. There's the made in Japan, and that's the underplate. Remember how we talked about the syrup jugs with the duckbill pitcher and the cream jugs and all the things for the breakfast table? We talked about the waffle culture in the 1920s when it was a big deal to be fancy at breakfast time. And you would make your pancakes, sometimes at the table, and this would keep them warm, or you know, Hazel would make them in the kitchen and bring them out and serve them in a pancake keeper, server, warmer, whatever you want to call it. That's what it is. And my light is really washing things out, but sometimes if the light isn't bright enough, then the video gets pixely. Is that it? Pixely? Okay, you also didn't see a lovely pink depression glass plate here for serving whatever you'd like to serve at your next luncheon. It is unmarked. There are a few scratches on it. We can see that. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides. So it's not decagon, but it's in an octagon shape. And this is going to be one of the nice Fostoria, Cambridge, you know, that kind of thing. And as I look at it, you know, there are light scratches on this. Very hard to see, very hard to capture that. But, you know, we're talking about glass that's close to 100 years old, and we don't have chips or cracks, but light scratches. This one doesn't appear to have any scratches, and this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides as well. And that's a nice little console bowl in pink depression. Yeah, the pink is delicate and it's sometimes hard to capture. It sometimes looks orangey. Yeah? So put your potpourri in there, or circus peanuts, or whatever you want to nosh on. Okay, pink depression. When did I just found this today. I'm getting my, all right. This you did see. It's a wonderful large, and these I've had the smaller ones. There's one that's smaller than this. I think this was probably the largest. It's an Anchor Hocking Rings pitcher, ice lip. And on this one, it has been given a gilded decoration on 2 of the circles. Some of the gold is coming off. I kind of wish the gold wasn't there. I personally don't care for that gold on there. And you know what? If you don't like it, take it off. You say, Scott, I can't believe you just said that. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't take it off if it was you know, all of the colors, the red, the green, the orange, and the yellow. But this gold, some of it is coming off anyway. So you can always just remove that if you don't like it, or leave it on there. But it's a nice Depression era pitcher that sits just like that. Get ready for those summertime picnics. I can't believe it's supposed to be 95 degrees in Philadelphia on Saturday. I don't know where that's coming from, but it can go back to from wherever it came, because I'm not ready for all that mess yet. I'm ready to get to the Jersey Shore, but I'm not ready for 95 degrees the weekend before Memorial Day weekend. What about you? I guess we should not complain about the weather. But I was the one complaining. Made by Jeanette, I always find the sunflower example in green or pink. And it's smaller than this one. I never find this big snowflake version. And this is a big, it's over a foot in diameter. You're gonna get a big cake on that. So it's pink, it's depression glass, it's got the snowflake on it, and it's got those 3 little feet that the Jeanette cake stands stand on. And the snowflake is embossed on the bottom, and the top of it is completely smooth for your cake. That's a big one. And it's not chipped. But what are you going to feel when you feel this? Was this fire polished? No. So the seams are going to be rough. That's depression glass. It's not damage. I mean, it can be if it's chipped up or it's got flea bites. But I feel the typical roughness of a depression glass mold. It's just the way it is. These you saw, and I'm happy to tell you that, yeah, if you saw these in the video last night, you know I found out they were made in Reading, Pennsylvania, probably in the 1960s. They're heavy. They weigh 2.5 pounds each. Wonderful, wise old owls. They have just a trace of some gold paint highlighting under the feathers. Oh, don't drop them, don't drop them. There's the backs. If you want to use them as door stops, go right ahead. This guy right here, Robert Emig, E-M-I-G, made these. Did the molds, and then he would get different foundries to do the castings. And he made a lot of trivets and whatnot. So they're not antique, but they're certainly from the 60s. He was in business from the 40s, I think into the 80s, something like that. Heavy cast owl. Bookends. Also, nice Halloween decor. I have never seen a tiny little ECPG sauce boat like that. I wouldn't say gravy because you're not going to get much gravy in there, but some kind of a little delicate sauce, maybe hollandaise or who knows. Unmarked. I don't feel chips. Well, no, I tell a lie. On the bottom of it, we have a triangular base, and the little corners on the triangle have a chip on every single little tiny corner, but you don't see that. And I thought it was so neat. Never seen such a cute little tiny sauce bowl before in ECPG. Had to get it. You know, I've said before, it reigned supreme from the 1850s to about 1920, and I think it's underrated. This little guy is mad because I sold him and then the person didn't pay for it. So he went back on the shelf. But he's also mad because he's in wonderful condition except the top of his ear. Okay, now you get out your lipstick and your gloss and paints and clay and polymer and whatnot, and you patch that up and you'll never know it. So you know what brand of pooch he is. I will not say because I will get it wrong and you'll get mad at me. And he's probably, he's one of the Japan, but very realistic. And he's got no chips or cracks on him. Well, I'm sorry, except for that little chip right there, yeah. And he is ready to come to your house, okay? So he's all set. I know, I tried. The person didn't pay, so it happens. Now, a few more things. We're going to zip through this. I got a big, what have I got? I've got a big Atlas Easy Seal jar filled or almost filled with buttons. And so Atlas, later to become Hazel Atlas, yeah. Big blue jar with the lid on the top that opens and closes. I'm not going to open and close it now. And it says Atlas on it, and it's on the bottom as well. There are a lot of buttons in there. Now I know it's hard to see with the glare. Try to spin it slowly. You know, it looks like, oh, look at that one with the glass on it. This looks like, you know, 1900 to 1960, what you would expect. There's probably a few gems in there. So, right? You get that if you bid on it and win it. Now, everybody, well, maybe not everybody, but almost all of you are going to recognize the classic, what is it? You can't mistake it. It's the classic Blanco water bottle. That's right. They started making these in the late 1930s and they're still making them. You Blanco people will know when they were released based upon colors and whatnot. This one is hard to get you to appreciate the color or see the color. It is a very delicate purplish lavender, which with all the stuff behind me you can't really see, but that's the color of it. Purplish lavender-ish. This is all I can say. And the original design was for pure functionality. You know, in the old days when the ice box, when the electric ice boxes came into American homes, they had very skinny doors with skinny shelving. And this was designed specifically to fit in those little skinny shelves in those old-fashioned electric refrigerators in the 1930s. And this indentation in here makes it really easy to grab it. It's not going to fall out of your hands. And you've got two spouts on the top. So it's very functional. And it was meant as a refrigerator water jug. Yeah. And people collect these in all different colors. This one has no chips, no cracks. It's nice and clean. There's no cloudiness to it. And I think it's pretty in that lavender color. And you know, people use them as vases. They set them up in windows and like almost like a stained glass window effect and let all the different colors shine through. So that's a nice one. That's a nice one. Now, I don't have these. I'm going to show you something. Okay, we're finished. I'm going to show you something that I don't have listed yet because I want to know, should I list them? Meaning, you know, are you interested? So if there's interested, I will list these at auction. My Spelter Femme lamp, the figural lady lamp with the flickering bulbs, she is going to be listed by the end of the day too, but I'm just putting a price on her, a buy it now price. I'm not auctioning her. I'm going to put a price on there, and that's the asking price. But these lamps I'm getting ready to show you, if you're interested, I'll put them on as an auction. When I was with Vintage, well, let me get them. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Now these are the lamps that you saw in last night's video, if you watched it. Maybe you didn't. That's fine. And I just got these the other day, like 2 days ago. These are the 1940, those big 1940s dresser lamps. I've already taken them apart, cleaned them, double-checked the wiring, and I think they look fantastic. These are the old, I got distracted there. These are the old 1940s. These shades are appropriate. And when I was with Vinny in Ephrata, I bought these shades. Remember, they were new old stock. They are parchment pleated shades. This looks like something right out of the late 1940s, you know, absolutely. So it's all glass here and etching in the middle, and then these wonderful old, these are old parchment shades, and they fit over top of the sockets. See that? We've got the old sockets in there, and I guess I should show you what they look like. Now, you say, yeah, but Scott, we know you. We've been watching you. We know you. You don't sell your lampshades. You just show them off. Well, these lampshades are so perfect with these dresser lamps that I will sell these lampshades with these wonderful lamps. Gonna have to pack the lampshades in a separate box. Extremely fragile, because it's parchment paper with like carnations on there. Okay, and then the lamps would go in another box. Now again, they're not listed because I just didn't do it yet, but it's very specific. It's a 1940s look, and tell you what I'll do, I'll take a picture of them all lit up and stick it at the end of this video. So what you'll see, that's what I'll do. I will add another little blip of the, she's right over there, that lamp, the Femme floor lamp. I'm gonna put her on here, let you see her again real quickly, and I'll show you what these look like lit up. She will be for sale. These two dresser lamps are not, unless, you know, 2 or 3 people say, hey, I'm interested. Then I'll, you know, throw them up at an auction, and to the highest bidder they go. Okay, that was fast. Now, okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for those lamps and wait for the cat. I'm Scott. So long for now.